Okay, just like I said before we use our paint bucket tool to fill everything, make it look like you. If you have glasses, come in here and add glasses. So I've added glasses. Oh, all my tools left. So workspace, automation. Here we go. We're going to make it so it's see-through. Add your glasses in, add a little bit of a heavier stroke to it. But if your glasses aren't rectangle, but they're rounded, round them out, that kind of stuff. I personally would copy and paste my nose for the bridge of my glasses. And I would add, copy and paste this on there. I would move it and add it in there. If I needed, it looks like my glasses are a little not centered. So it looks like this right here needs to be a little longer. So just do those kinds of things, add them in. All right, I'm going to Control Z all of this because I want that nose back where it's supposed to be. And delete that. All right, now we're going to get to coloring. I want you to take your selection tool, click and drag over everything, and you're going to find the Live Paint Bucket tool. It's probably not over here. It might be under Gradient or under your paintbrush, but I know mine's not up. So I'm going to go down to my little tool edit toolbar here, and I'm going to find where it says paint on the top, and I'm going to get my Live Paint Bucket tool. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to click, and I'm going to say this whole group is Live Paint Bucket. So now that I made the group Live Paint Bucket, you can see that I can select separate areas and add paint to them. So I'm going to just start adding some color. Oh, I want the ear. Ooh, my little ears aren't there. Oh, but they're, I wonder if I can, anyway, okay. Oh no, my Live Paint Bucket. If you click out and your Live Paint Bucket tool goes away, just get it back. All right, you can even make the background a color. Ooh, his ear is green. We're gonna have to try to fix that. If you have a problem like me, like your ear's green or something like that, I would suggest right-clicking and ungrouping everything. Then you should be able to take that ear. I might have to, I wonder if I can fill that in. Ah! I wonder why, because I made it a Live Paint Bucket tool. Okay, so we're running into a problem here. I'm going to figure it out, and I will get back to you. Okay, so here's what I figured out. My ears were not in enough. They were like just barely touching the line. And because they were barely touching the line, there must have been a little bit of space, like microscopically, that was in between, so they were connected to my background. So I had to undo my Live Bucket, undo all of my color, and then I took my ears and I moved them in. So that's what I had to do for this guy. All right. And the reason I know that it's going to work now, because I went to my Live Bucket tool and see how I can see the red outline says where it's going to fill in. So if I move all these places, it says this is what's going to be filled in. I know if I wiggle around my ears, and you may have to, so there, my ear is going to be filled in. So then I went around and my ear is going to be filled in. So if your ears aren't being filled in, then you're going to have to like undo everything, then move them in a little bit. So let's fill things back in. Find that ear, find that ear. Okay, so now we've got this awesome, colorful person. If we wanted to make it look a little bit more realistic, we could add some shadows. So what we are going to do, we are going to make this like permanent. So we are going to come in here and we are going to go to object and we are going to go to live paint. Oh no, not live paint. Sorry. Expand. I think I have to have it selected. Let's select everything. Sorry. Object, expand. And we are going to only have stroke filled. Nope, object. Sorry, opposite. I knew it was the top or the bottom. Sorry. Just have object, and we are going to say, okay. So now we can ungroup everything, and that's what we need to do. So we're going to click on it, right click, say ungroup. And you may have to do this a couple times because there's a lot of things in our group. So now I'm on group. So now I should be able to select things individually and they're staying filled in. So if you need to do that like maybe 3 or 4 times, do that and then we're going to be good. So now what we're going to focus on are some shadows. Okay, so we're going to add some natural shadows in. So one place to put them is under the hairline. Another place to put them is under the chin line. And in order to do that, we are going to take our shape of our hair and we're going to copy it. So we're going to say Control C, and then we are going to do Control F for paste in front. And it should be, see now how I have another guy here. And it's going to stay like right in here. My black hair is going to be hard to see. I wonder if I can change the fill just for a second so we can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. So I'm not going to keep it pink, but just so that we can see where it is at. And maybe if you put your black hair, you need to change it real quick as well. And we're just going to have it overlap just a little bit. So we're going to take it and have it overlap probably like that. So not everywhere. And then we're going to do that. All right. The next thing we need to do is we're going to grab the pen tool, which we have not used yet. And we are going to draw around the areas that we don't want. So for instance, the only part I want the shadow to be are right here and right here and right here. So I'm going to take my pen tool. And I'm actually going to have no fill so I can see. And then, oops, I should unselect that first, right? That'd be smart. So my pen tool is going to have 0 fill, and I'm going to make it have a blue outline for right now. So I can actually see, nope, yellow, because yellow will show up on there. I'm going to actually be able to see what I want. So I'm going to come in here with my pen tool, grab that again. And wherever I do not want a shadow, I'm going to cover it. So I don't really want a shadow on my ears. So I'm going to come here and here and here. And I can come all the way out here because it doesn't really matter. Oops, I didn't want to go up that high. I'm going to do Control Z. And I accidentally pressed that. So I want to make sure now I am sort of like staying on the line of my hair. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. But I'm trying to stay as close as I can to my hairline. And for me, it's taking a little bit longer because I've got this curly hair action going, and I've got a lot of curls. So once you're done, you should have that little circle. I'm actually going to zoom in so you guys can see. Once you're done, if I go back to this, oops, if I go back and connect to this point, there should be a little circle telling you that this shape is closed. Okay, I'm going to zoom out real quick, but stay pretty close. All right, now what I need to do is I need to go back to my pink. I'm going to make it black, but I am going to come over here and I'm going to make the opacity how I want. So that's how see-through it is. So I'm going to come back and make it a little bit lighter because that's what I want my shadow to look like. If you want it a little bit darker, you can have it a little bit darker. Wait, it unselected it. Sorry. If you want it a little bit darker, actually that looks better than what it was. And if I'm like, hey, maybe that's a little too much shadow, I can maybe bump it up a little bit to fill that in, okay? As long as my yellow line is still keeping that all in. So it looks like my yellow line here needs to go up to accommodate the outside. Oh, wait. That messed with the bottom part. I don't want it to mess with the bottom part. So I'll just take this anchor point and move it up, and this anchor point and move it up. It looks like this anchor point can be moved out a little bit. Now what I want to do is I want to take this yellow line and I want to fill it in. So I'm going to come here and I'm just going to fill it in black. And I'm going to take the yellow outline away. I'm going to take that and have it be black as well. All right. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to get rid of this like big black box. I have my big black box covered, right? I'm going to press shift and then I'm going to go to my shadow and I'm going to select both of them. So pressing shift selects both of them. I am going to use my Pathfinder, which is not up anymore. So I'm going to find it, window, go down, find my Pathfinder. And I am going to say minus front. So if you hover over these, it'll tell you what it is. I'm going to go to the second one and say minus front. And what that's going to do is going to take away this big boxy shape. And it's just going to keep my shadow. So now I have the shadow of my hair on my forehead. I'm going to do the same thing with my face. All right, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to say Control C and Control F. So it puts it to the front. And then I am going to move it down a little bit. But it's like you can't see it, right? It's not the best. I like the eyes. So I'm going to say arrange, bring to front for the whole thing because I want it to go over my neck. Uh-oh. Did it copy it? It didn't copy it. Okay, sorry, mine didn't copy. Control C, Control V. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do the simple one. And I'm going to bring it down, right, a little bit below my chin. So again, this is going to be a little tricky, a little weird. I'm actually going to bring my neckline in front. So I'm going to say, hopefully this works. Arrange, bring to front. There we go. So now I can see where my neckline needs to be. And I'm also going to take my face back here. Hopefully, no, that's not going to work. I'm going to click, I'm going to move this. I'm going to take my face and let's say arrange, bring to front as well. So hopefully, oh, that's not working. Okay. So sorry about that. I was like, I forgot what to do, to be honest with you. So we've got this guy. I did not bring it to the front. I just copied and pasted. So if you brought it to the front or if you brought this to the front, just Control Z until you just have this copy. All right. All I did was copy and paste it. And then I'm moving it down just a tad. Okay. So just moving it down a tad so that it's under. If you hover on your neck, you'll be able to see how far down it is. And we can always move it up a little bit, but have it down there. We're going to do something very similar to the exact same thing. You're going to take your pen tool If you want to change the color of it, like I always find, oh man, sorry, I have that selected. I always find it easier to make the inside blank and my outside line something I can see. I can always change it at the end. So again, taking my pen tool, making sure nothing's selected because apparently I'm having a hard time with that. I will go everything selected and I'm changing all the colors. So you again are going to come and just go around your face till you get here, and you are going to have to sort of guess. Last time the line showed up, but it's not showing up for me. So, oh, there it is. Where's that face line? I had it. Oh, I did not mean to make that point. Here's that bottom line. Okay, so I don't want to close my shape, so I'm going to go a little bit above. Oh, because I connected to that. Okay, I am so sorry, you guys. I'm clearly really struggling right now. I'm going to deselect everything. Sorry. Deselect, go back to my pen tool, come back out, and do this all over again. Except I want to change. Oh my goodness. Let's switch this down here. Back to my pen tool. Here we go. Connect again. I am so sorry. Hopefully you are not like trying to do all your stuff right now because it would be probably really frustrating. And I don't blame you. Okay, one thing I did here was I made a line. I don't think it's perfect, but we're going to try to manipulate it anyway. To make a curved line with the pen tool, you make a point, right? So usually we click and then we let go and we make another click, right? If you want to make a curved line, you click and hold and then you drag your mouse and you're able to make a curve. So that's what I did with the chin. I clicked and then I held and I just sort of made this really slight area here. Okay, I'm going to delete that. Alrighty. Just like we did with the other shadow, I'm going to come here, get this to not be, I could have done that. I should have done that all along. What is my problem here? So I'm going to get it to not be as opaque, but it looks like it needs to be a little darker. I'm actually going to make it black. That way I have that shadow. So you get to choose. Oh man, again, wrong thing selected. There we go. Now I just have that. All right, there we go. I'm going to come back in here. I should have made this black and then done the opacity first thing. I need to come in here and edit this because I want that path to go down a little bit more. So I'm going to take my handle and move it down. There we go. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill it in black. Okay. I'm going to get rid of the outline. And just like I did before, I have my big blob selected. I'm going to press shift and I'm going to come in here and select this face part. And I'm going to come over to my Pathfinder and I'm going to say minus front. Now I've got shadow on my hair and on my chin. Now that we have our shadows, come in if you want. And like if you have freckles, I would make freckles now that we have everything covered because they should probably go on top. So you're going to come in here, no fill, get your stroke, and then take your paintbrush and make freckles. If you want to put earrings on, you can do that now. But now is the time to just sort of add a little bit more of an effect, and then you're done. This is your avatar. I am so sorry. I was struggling with the face thing. I'm so sorry. In the end, I got it, but I struggled. So we are done, and hopefully you like your avatar, and here it is.